And John, I'm curious, watching that montage, the Walterisms montage, what was it like for you? And when you see those lines, those non sequiturs, are you thrown for a loop, or are you really sort of taking this guy where you're like, no, that's just Walter, that's where he's coming from?
I love them all. I can remember reading those and saying, oh my God. We know what we can do with this. And a lot of the fun of doing some of those funny ones is reaction from the other cast members. So if I'm doing a scene with somebody else, one of those, it's always hilarious. You get it. And I always try to get Lance to laugh. Because Broyles doesn't laugh, you see. And I get him rehearsals. Actually, he's closing up again. And that's it's fun doing it. Particularly, remember the first time I did the line about, even that stuff about her vagenda. And there was all these guys standing around there. And then the whole set just cracked up. Everyone, a lot of them.
Yeah.
As the script supervisor goes, God, that's really there. That's actually on the page.
She's got that living today.
Yeah.
Of course, they're shooting in the middle of the night, and Joel and I are getting furious emails like, do you guys really mean for them to say this?
Yeah. I think there's a typo on page 13. It says vagenda.
No. It was appropriate.
It was appropriate in a totally inappropriate way.
One of Jenna's best.
Yeah.
One that's really stuck is that very simple line from the pilot, which is, she says, oh, what's wrong? I said, oh, nothing, I just pissed myself.
That was a recurring theme in the first. Yeah, the first year was a lot of near misses.
Just a squirt.
Yeah.
I didn't realise until afterwards how funny that was. Until 5 minutes ago, you
It's not unusual for an outfit.
Blair.
Well, but as you can see, like, what's great about John is he is Walter. And there's such a fine line between character and performer, and he truly doesn't understand just how funny he is.
He's peeing himself right now.
Blair, what is it like though? When you've been playing this character for 3 years, and you and Anna Torv have established a dynamic of what Olivia and Nina's relationship is like, and now you were just asked to completely
To do another one.
to completely rethink their backstories.
Okay, we'll do this now. Yeah.
Does it take a lot of processing because you have to kind of throw out anything you thought in your past?
No, you show up and think, okay, let's commit to that. So we'll do that. We'll do that today. Yeah. No, it's really good. It's really good because, in fact, I like that it's unlocked. That it's not, you and there is actually always a real story behind it. There is a whole thing. I mean, even like with now Nina, that this is a woman who was thwarted in her life. She had the same energy, the same thoughts, the same intelligence, passions that good Nina had. But there was no William Bell. There was no massive dynamic. This never happened. She was never asked to the table, is how you guys described it, until Jones comes. So that's really fun to play. This was much easier for Olivia and I to just kind of jump in and get rid of all the weirdness, because there's always been this weird predatory or protective quality about Nina to Olivia, and say, no, let's open up to this. And it was just actually really fun to play something joyful and caring without trying to make it ambivalent and trying to put a darker side in there for potential. But I still wouldn't trust Nina,
I still want to see her like punch someone's head off with that arm. Can we get that?
Yeah, I like that.
Transforms into a gun, something. Seth, there's right now, there's two versions of Lincoln. Will one of them get a shot with one version of Olivia? I feel so bad for the guy.
I hope so. I mean, dealing with two oceans of women and he only cares about two. And I hope that he can end up with at least one of them. Maybe both.
No, if it's both, they'd move us to cable.
Fringe after hours.
Quick show of applause. Alternate version Lincoln or this universe Lincoln? Alternate Lincoln. This Lincoln.
Is this to end up with Olivia or Lucy Liu?
No.
wanted to ask, Blair mentioned Jones coming back, such a cool character. When did you guys start thinking about bringing him back? You know, what were the conversations like?
In season 1, when Jared, who is spectacular, when the character died, when Peter killed him, cut him in half, Jared said, "Can I come back?" And the answer was yes. Just let us find the right story, and we found the story.
When you stumble on that, you know, you keep.
What's it like for you guys working with Jared? I mean, he seems obviously so intense and chilling on screen.
Oh yeah, he's wonderful. He's really, he's hilarious. I did a play with him in New York where I played his very evil mother, and I tortured him 8 times a week, so I thought it was fair that he put me in the chair. It seemed fair to me.
Yeah, that's great. I'm hoping for like some good Walter Jones confrontations on screen. Might that be in store?
Possibly. I mean, look, I agree with what they've just said about Jared. He's a total class actor. Wonderful actor to watch and to work with. I don't know just yet as to whether there'll be a confrontation between him and Jones. It seems like it'd be a good idea. But I really don't know.
We're not saying.
We're going to start taking audience questions in a couple minutes. I believe there's somewhere to line up in the darkness over there, if you want to get ready for that. I have a question that came off of Twitter from a young lady named Sherry, and she asked, and this is kind of a strange question given that the Olivia right now doesn't have the same memories quite as the one before, but she asked, why don't Peter and Olivia remember much of their childhood, including their meeting in the tulip field?
I think
Well, who are you guys looking at?
We've answered this so many times. It's become routine.
I think it's what happened was incredibly traumatic. You know, for Olivia, it was akin to child abuse and brain experimentation, and I think a lot of that for her is repressed memories. And
For Peter, it's just experimental drug use in his college years.
Right.
and there were so many women in between.
Vague recollections of this blonde in the tulip field.
Peter's hung out with a lot of ladies, a lot of tulip fields.
Yeah, it's an episode that
Yeah.
was, you know, very anxiously put back in front of her consciousness. You know, that's very human to do that. You know, when you have trauma, and forget it and put it behind you. That's one of the things that she mentioned.
And Josh, what's it been like for you throughout this series playing the guy who is the same guy and remembers everything that's happened and working off all your co-stars playing variations of the same different people?
Well, the question wasn't even posed at the beginning of the series. I mean, that wasn't, the doppelgangers didn't even become an issue until deep into the second season. So that part that didn't really change much of anything, being the only guy who has just the one character. But like John said earlier, the challenge was this year in particular, not trying to carry over the relationships that have been built over the course of those several years, particularly with John, for myself with John, because we've spent so much time building that father-son relationship, and now the Walter that I came back to, in my opinion, the reason that Peter was compelled to stay off the top was because the Walter that he came back to was so intensely broken, and there was a degree of guilt for Peter not having been there to help him come back into humanity. So just making sure that we didn't take the things that we built up for 3 years and just transpose them onto the 4th season because they didn't fit anymore.
Before we go to audience questions, gotta ask the biggie, and everyone here in this room is wondering, season 5? What are you hearing?
We're going to pass a hat around, actually, and if you...
Honestly, we can't even, we don't think about those things, and that's really real. The truth is that we just do our job. These guys think about it. They want their jobs. I understand why, but here's the thing. You can't adjust, to This is something somebody else wants. And you know,
That's called marriage. Sure you can.
we've always, you know, look, for every season we don't say anything until we know, and it's really out of our hands. And the truth is, really what I'm saying is sincere, is that we cannot control it. And if you cannot control it, you can't worry about it. We're going to make the same show. We've always made the same show. We've never changed our direction for anybody or any division or anything. And that's all we can offer. You know, our biggest concern, to be frank, is for our fans. Because, you know, we want you guys to feel satiated and feel like you've spent 4 years of your lives investing in something that's going to pay off and that you're going to feel really good about. So if we are concerned about anything, it's really not our jobs. It's really how we're gonna leave it with you. Because without the fans and without this incredible reactions from the press, we would not be here. So that's our concern. We don't know. We would tell you if we knew one way or the other. Just like last year we didn't know, and as soon as we found out, we let everybody know. I mean, look, it's a very expensive canvas to make a television show. And it takes a lot of things. People are, you know, Foxes, they have decisions that they make, you know, that has nothing to do with creativity, it has nothing to do with anything else. It just has to do with their business. So, you know, the show creatively, we feel spot on to where we want it to be, and that's all we can do. So we're hoping for the best for everybody's sake, and we have a lot of story to tell, but we'll see. You know, really don't know these things until the last minute.
All right, so season 4's ending, biggest cliffhanger ever, or?
Yeah, having said that, season 4 is going to leave everybody in a total lurch. No one's going to. No, the end of season 4, which we've known since the beginning of season 4, hopefully will make this journey really, really worthwhile, and will be a launching pad for season 5 and well beyond.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's start taking audience questions. Let's see over here. Come on up. We ask the first question.
Hi, my name is Reese, and I was wondering, why did the observer erase Peter from existence, and who shot the observer?
Well, Reese.
She's too cute not to answer.
Yeah. The second part of your question will be answered over the course of the next couple weeks. Several weeks. And the first part is, I don't think that the observers erased Peter. I think Peter erased himself. And then the observers went and tried to clean him up out of the timeline.